Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome if you're new here. I'm Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. We're currently involved in a massive farm cleanup from my parents. This is an ongoing series, not the biggest series I've done, but it threatens to be one of them. This is episode 40 of what I'm calling the Great Farm Cleanup. I usually do 2 or 3 episodes really quickly because I'm here for 2 or 3 days and then we're back every couple of weeks. We're moving Mum from the farm where she's been for 60 years, and we'll go and have a look in the house in a minute. Cleaning up the sheds, selling all the farm machinery. I do walk rounds regularly, so go back and have a look at some of the earlier videos if you're new to this series. Currently, it's about 10, a bit after 10 in the morning. It's starting to get windy, and they were forecasting a catastrophic fire day today. It's supposed to get to 39, gusty winds, not nice conditions, especially for loading up stuff. I've decided to try and get some furniture in the van early while it's still manageable to be outside and the winds aren't blowing dust everywhere and potentially flames. Hopefully we should be okay here, but they have issued a warning that people in bushland areas should evacuate now. So not very nice conditions, but we have work to do. I'll show you what I'm up to right now, and then we'll go and have a look at the house and see what our plan of attack is. We're also cleaning out that shed behind me. Well, at least making a little bit of progress there. So first job, I've identified a retro couch I'm going to get into the van. Since Mum's move is a gradual one, I'm trying to identify things that she doesn't need for the next few weeks, month. I don't know how long it's actually going to be until she finally moves. And I don't want to stress her by saying, let's get all this cleaned up, let's move this week or let's move next week. We've just got to do it in stages. When you're in your mid-80s and you've been in one spot on the farm for 60 plus years, and you've been in the particular district all your life, it's a big challenge once you've lost your partner. We lost Dad last year, to move to a whole new area. So we're trying to do it as smoothly as we can with the least amount of anxiety, and trying to fit stuff from a large farmhouse and lots of sheds into a suburban block is also another challenge. But this couch, we're not going to have too many more visitors here. It's a retro couch that didn't get used a lot anyway, so good chance to get that into the van. And we're going to do a few cupboards inside too that aren't required at the moment, so it'll give us good storage space at the new house. All right, let's go and have a look in the house. I haven't really taken you guys in the house before, and Mum's probably embarrassed that it's messy, but hey, you're moving. Things are allowed to be messy when you're moving. So the good old farm kitchen, I think I did a quick shot of Dad having his last cup of tea here last year. It's been a great place to grow up, and I mentioned the Grampians in the last video, the mountains in the distance. There's not so much smoke haze this morning, and if we look out the end window here, you can see the mountains in the distance there. So it's a beautiful rural country view. The sheep are all camped out in the paddock. As you can see, there's not much feed in the paddocks, a little bit of greenery around the house, and that's about it. So into the living room here, and I've just taken the couch from against that wall. This table probably will go next time, and there's some big armchairs to go, a large TV. We might try and get that in the van this time because there's another TV that Mum watches. And up in the spare bedroom where the piano was, yeah, we've got boxes here being packed up. Round here, through the passage into the spare room is where the piano was. So we've got some bigger stuff out of here now. And this cupboard, I've just issued Mum with a bit of a challenge without being too demanding. I said, well, let's take this cupboard across to your new house. And is there anything in here that you need in the next month or two? And she pulled a couple of things out. So that's fine, that's good. The rest of it I'm going to take out of here, put in a couple of boxes and label cupboard next to where the piano, well, cupboard next to piano, that will be enough. And then if Mum's looking for something that she remembers was in this cupboard, hopefully we can find the boxes that actually say this stuff was in the cupboard next to the piano. Likewise, in the little passage here, there's a linen closet at the end. Same deal, she's grabbed some towels, grabbed a few things she needs, a bit of linen that she needs, but the rest of it now I can pack up, and the box can simply say, obviously, linen cupboard from passage, and hopefully she can find things down the track that she might need. There was some stuff on top of the cupboard that she doesn't want, so that can go in the van. So without stressing her too much, I think this is a good way to gradually move the furniture out of the house. There will be a lot of books and photos and even trophies that we will sort out once we get over there. There's no panic to sort everything out now. It can simply be done later when, you know, everything's settled down. A lot of mum's medical books and reference books she will keep. She's not as comfortable on the internet as most of us are, and so they will be kept. That's a nice unit there that we can probably hopefully fit into the lounge or an office area in the new house, and that can all be sorted out over there. And what she doesn't want, well, you know, I can sell through the shop. With the trophies, Dad was a pretty avid sportsman, and he's got lots of bowling trophies, golfing trophies, and even some very old silver plate ones I think were Grandpa's. I thought I might take the little plaques off them and mount them all on a nice polished piece of timber, and the trophies then can perhaps be donated back to the local golf club and bowls club. They may like to reissue them, I'm not sure. Trophies are very much dust collectors, and they do take up a lot of space that really isn't necessary. All right, the weather's still okay. It was getting a bit gusty before, but it doesn't look too bad out there now. I better get this furniture loaded while it's not too hot. It is very nice having a van with lots of headroom, so the couch can stand up on its end. Same with the cupboards, they'll be able to stand up. So I'll get a fair bit in here this trip, and we do have lots of boxes of smalls and some more recycling to take back as well. So we should get a full load pretty easily. Well, the loading's going pretty well, but it is starting to get hot now. I'm lining up a few more things to pack, and like every good Tetris player, you need to wait for the right shape, and we're filling it up pretty well. So it's getting pretty warm. At about 11 o'clock this morning, I was thinking, oh, maybe they've got the forecast wrong. It was quiet, it was overcast, there's even a few spots of rain. And just this afternoon, it doesn't look threatening in the west anymore, but the wind's been really gusty. It's died down just a bit at the moment. It's about 33 degrees, and the wind is swirling around a bit. Probably doesn't look much on the camera, and I've got the little fluffy thing on the microphone. It's been blowing from the north, and it's supposed to swirl round later, and that's going to be a real danger, because if you have a fire front in bushland and it sort of forges ahead with the wind and creates a big tongue, if the wind changes and swings 90 degrees, the side of the tongue, which is multiple times longer, suddenly becomes the fire front, and it multiplies in intensity very quickly. So luckily we're not in bushland here, and Ross's sheep have eaten the paddocks out pretty nicely, so there's really not much growth here. You certainly still can have a pretty ferocious grass fire when the wind gets up, and if it does get to about 39 or 40 degrees later this afternoon. But I think we're looking okay for now. I've managed to get a good morning's work in. It's pretty hot at the moment, but in the sun at least. So if I keep working inside, keep loading the van, I'll be confident we'll have it full today, ready to go back to Ngambie tomorrow, probably fairly early in the morning. It is supposed to be a lot cooler tomorrow. I've been topping up the rubbish trailer here, which I won't take this time. In fact, I don't think the transfer station will be open even in the morning. Maybe, not sure, but I won't have time. I'll park that in the shed for next trip. And we'll duck into Mum's shed. I'm still doing a little bit in here because I'm looking for boxes full of stuff to fit in certain spots in the van. And I've nearly finished unpacking this buffet here. Here's the teapot I told you about. It's covered in crystals. Well, it's a type of gypsum. I think selenite crystals, if I remember correctly. Some sort of salt formation. That's probably a 100-year-old enamel teapot, and it's just coated in crystals. It's no good as a teapot. There's no bottom in it. But it makes a really interesting kind of a natural relic. I found this in a box before, and Mum has labelled it a sea urchin fossil from Bairnsdale in Victoria. That's in eastern Victoria. Upper Devonian period, 405 million years old. So there you go, a fossilised sea urchin. Looks like a lump of rock to me with a top hat on, or a flying saucer hat. Anyway, that will go back to the shop. Someone will love that and probably research it themselves. Here's some more of these crystals. There's some seashells. I'm pretty sure that's gypsum. And these other ones, I'll have to check with Mum. But yeah, they're quite nice geological samples, so we'll take them back to the shop. I'll finish cleaning this buffet out and I'll do a few photos before I leave. And here's where I walked through just before with a wardrobe on a trolley, and a minute or two afterwards down comes a palm branch from way up there. And these branches have a habit of dropping, obviously in windy conditions, but sometimes they can just drop on a still day. And whilst they're not overly threatening looking, the ends of them have quite nasty spikes, and the stump part of them, the part that comes out of the tree, these bits, are actually quite heavy. So I wouldn't want to be hit by one. We did have one time actually smash its way through the window. So yeah, I guess I was a bit lucky there. It's about 3:30 in the afternoon now, and the temperature has climbed up to 39. It is very gusty out here. The sun's got a real punch to it. Let's just duck around here and have a look. It was quite dusty before. Again, it's a little bit of a lull in the wind while I'm filming, but it was rattling all the sheets of the tin on the roof. The trees were bending over before. It seems to come and go. It would be terrible in a fire now. As I said, 39, it's well over 100. I don't know if it's going to get much hotter. It could well do. We could top 40. And just pleased that from the reports I can see online, there's no fires around this area, and even some of the big fires they had around in the Grampians the other day haven't flared up as yet, but the weather conditions are supposed to deteriorate even more. As for my job, well, I've got the van fairly well loaded. I'm going to go back inside now and do some more packing inside. It's just too hot out here. We've got a pot plant to take as well. That might even go to our place. I think Mum's got plenty of pot plants at her place now, her new place. So the van's pretty full with furniture. I'm not putting any more furniture in here now. It all fits in nicely. I've filled all the gaps with suitable boxes and bags and things to take back. So I'm just going to top up the last little bit with a heap more boxes from inside that we've packed up. I won't be doing anything out in this shed now for this trip. And she's really blowing around in here now. We're getting very swirly. Look at the dust across the paddocks. And in fact, I should take the little fluffy thing off my microphone just so you can get a feel for the wind. Okay, no wind protection on the microphone now. I don't know if you'll be able to hear me. It's amazing how well those little fluffy things work. So, as you can see, it's blowing around. All those little whirligigs are going to travel all around the countryside. Hopefully they blow away from here. Alright, it's died down again. Perhaps it's scared of the camera. I better go inside. It's too hot out here. Well, it's just after 5 p.m. It's like standing in a fan-forced oven out here. It's made 40 degrees, blowing a gale, and I've finally got the van finished. I'm going inside. We've got some stuff to do in front of the air conditioner, I'm sure. Have a look at the van though. We've got a good load, including the plant, which I'll give a little drink of water before we head off. But I'm not going to open that door because everything will fall out. We're pretty full. Got a lot of boxes in there everywhere, and I think everything should ride pretty well. So I'm very satisfied with that load. That was the main aim of the few days. Well, really only one day today and a little bit yesterday. I am going to head off early in the morning. Mum's over in the yard somewhere feeding the chooks. Hopefully they haven't all blown away. Those whirligigs are taken over. So yeah, it's been a pretty horrid day. There are a few fires popping up around the state according to the emergency app, but hopefully they get them all under control. So thanks for watching, guys. Another episode finished. I'm heading off early in the morning. I probably will just get the 2 farm episodes in this week. I've got plenty of stuff going on at home as well. I'll be back here fairly shortly, so there's always plenty going on, and we'll have to unload the van because actually one of my daughters wants to use it to move house, and another one wants, yeah, we're all moving house, and another one wants to pick up some large pot plants. So the van's a pretty popular vehicle at the moment. Anyway, the flies are bad here in the shade. I'm surprised the wind hasn't blown them away. We'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.